I want to introduce you guys to a TikToker and also an Instacart driver named James. And James recently had a video go viral where he was imploring drivers not to accept no low or no tip orders on Instacart. So the order that he was showing there was, I think it was 43 items. We can't see the second number here, but I think it was 43 items. And he said that he was being expected to drive to the store, shop for, so it's 22 items, 43 units, shop for those items, drive to the customer's house and unload them in 6-degree weather. And this gentleman was so articulate, but his rant was so good. Kim, I love rants. I do rants. I love rants. So what are your thoughts? He was basically trying to convince other Instacart drivers to basically boycott these order types because his ultimate goal was to make those customers go to the store and get it themselves.
I feel like I'm going to be Sergio for half a second and know your worth. But what I find funny about this picture is this probably started out as a $7 order because that's the base for Instacart, at least in my area. And as you see, it says boost. I think it says boost included, which means that Instacart wasn't getting it done and they boosted it up to $11 because it's a no tip order. What I actually one of the best features I think about Instacart, and I am not an Instacart person. I have it. I do Instacarts every once in a blue moon. I'm not a big fan of it, but the one thing I do like about it is there are no acceptance rates. So as a shopper, you can take or not take anything you don't want. For me, I see something like that and I just move on and look for another order that might suit me better. So you never have to take anything and you're not forced to take anything. So, but I honestly think it's absolutely, for when it comes to shopping, and this also goes for food delivery because food delivery has shopping now too. I think you are doing more work than just going to a restaurant, picking up food. Like you're actually shopping for somebody's groceries, and some of them are hard. Like you think it's normal stuff, but like people come up with the strangest stuff that you're like, in what aisle? What is this? Like, it could be like the gluten-free section, or it's like the meatless section, and like it's stuff you've never heard of before, and you shake your head and go, man, you should have done this yourself because I have no idea where this is at. So that's my tirade on Instacart. But I think customers should tip accordingly based off someone actually doing your shopping for you.
No, I completely agree. I think it's a common courtesy if you're asking somebody to drive to a store and shop for your items and bring them to you. Come on now. But there's one thing that I agree he should just decline it, but there's a bigger problem with Instacart that could possibly be at play here for this guy. And that is the fact that Instacart requires you to have at least a 4.7 rating to see batches at the same time as everybody else. Otherwise, you see them 30 seconds after. And so depending on his rating, that could potentially be why this guy was seeing nothing but, low tip or no tip orders, because all of those reasonable offers were getting snagged up by drivers with higher ratings.
Not really, because I'm going to disprove that just a little bit because I actually have a 5-star rating and I still see orders like that. So he might not see the really good orders that like 5-star drivers see, but I see these orders all the time and just shake my head and go, yep, next. So you're still going to see them. You're just going to probably not see the higher paying orders.
Yeah, and that was part of his gripe, was that's pretty much all he was seeing was these garbage orders. So he wasn't given the chance to make a reasonable, I don't want to say living, but like accept the reasonable orders. He was getting the leftover trash is what it felt like after watching his video.
Yeah, see, I know there's a lot of people who love Instacart. I treat Instacart like like as part of almost like food delivery. Like if I have a slow time with food delivery, I'll throw on Instacart. And if I can get like a single batched order that's like 5 items, 10 items, and it's like $10 to $15, I'll run in, I'll
Yeah.
grab a couple of items, I'll get it delivered, and I treat it like food delivery. Like I'm not the person that goes and shops for like 2 and 3 batches and 100 items. Like that's just beyond my scope of Instacart. But I know some people who
Yeah.
make like really good money on Instacart. I'm just not one of those people. So if he's a person who relies on Instacart, I completely understand his rant, because like it's a lot of work grocery shopping for someone to not tip anybody.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. Um, I just will never understand the mentality of, oh, I don't need to tip, right? Even though we're doing them such a huge, service, I just don't understand the mentality.
Yeah, I don't. I don't understand no tipping regardless of um in any food delivery whatsoever. Like I just food delivery, grocery shopping, even restaurant, hostess, whatever, getting your hair done. Like no tip is just not acceptable in any industry. I think if you are going for a service, you're expecting a service, you pay for a service.
I mean, I would be embarrassed to order groceries and have somebody cart them up flights of stairs. This is just my own perspective, right? I would be embarrassed for myself if I didn't tip that person. I have ordered through Instacart a few times in the past, right? And I think the least I have ever tipped was $20. And we're talking that was only, maybe 8, 10 items, just some, necessities that I really needed and couldn't get out for. So, I don't know. It's a different mentality is the problem, right? And that's where drivers and customers butt heads.
Yeah.
The customers think they're already paying for it, and the drivers think that they're not getting paid enough for it.
I guess when I don't use Instacart that often, I use it every once in a very blue moon. I used it more during pandemic times, just like everybody else,
Yeah.
just for not leaving the house. But I was always so appreciative of someone like literally going and shopping for me so I didn't have to do it. Like I
Yeah.
was like tipping like 30% just because I appreciated them so much. And I'm probably wrong by saying this, but I'll say it anyway. Like I think when it comes to shopping, me personally, a minimum should be 20% just based off of the workload that's expected out of someone going and doing it. I'm not saying it's mandatory. I'm just saying, like, how, like with Doordash or even Uber Eats, they, suggest right off the bat, 15%, 10%. I feel like with
Mhm.
with grocery delivery, like the suggested tip should actually like start at 20% just based off of the workload.
Yeah, I can agree with that. And if you've got cases of water or cases of soda, it should be even higher. There should be trigger items. I'm sorry. If you order a case of water and you're on the 4th floor, that should be a trigger item. And cases of soda, water, right? 50-pound bags of dog food, like all of that stuff. That should trigger an extra fee that goes to the driver. Hey, thanks for checking out that clip from our show Money Hungry, hosted by me and Kimside Money Plans, right here on the Rideshare Guy, live every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you enjoyed that video, check out the full episode by clicking here, or you could check out this video. And don't forget to subscribe to the Rideshare Guy and turn on all notifications. We'll see you Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern for Money Hungry.